What's going on, YouTube? We're back. It's been a little bit too hectic. I had to take a break. Honestly, just didn't have time to record videos and didn't have time to mess with them, even trim them up real quick and post them on YouTube. Just moving to the new house. Got a little bit too crazy. Moved the whole house in a weekend. Unpacked it for the whole next week, basically. Baby's sick. Another double ear infection. And just all kinds of craziness going on. Work a little bit crazy too, so we're back. It's not like I just missed a ton of important things over the last week and a half or nothing, but I did miss a lot, it seems like, and I'll probably dive into it a little bit, but definitely the Elon thing, immigration, there's the big beautiful bill. There's quite a bit to catch up on, but today I want to talk about these protests in LA that are happening right now. That seems to be the talk of the town, and honestly, I didn't keep up with it at all this weekend. I didn't hear anything about it, but like I said, I've been busy with getting the house ready, moving in and such, so I haven't really been on socials or anything like that too much. But today I caught up a little bit, and it does sound pretty crazy. So we got LA protests. Depending on what you're watching, they're probably going to call them riots. Depends. That's all your frame. My personal frame is, I don't know where the line is drawn, to be honest, between a protest and a riot. So you tell me where you think that line is for you personally. I don't know if it's destruction of property just turns it into a riot, or if it's, I don't know, somebody gets beat up in the street or something. I don't really know, but I've seen videos of just protesting on the streets. Also, at the same time, in my mind, it's like, if it's needed and necessary, I guess, whatever. Protest is a good thing. I like the idea of it in the United States. I've never been to a protest. I've never felt the need to protest. But if you feel the need, go ahead. But if you get on the highway and you block an interstate or a freeway or something like that, I don't know. It's a little bit different. I get the idea. You're trying to bring attention to things, but I don't know. I feel like you're asking for trouble with that sort of stuff. This, however, has been not only just regular protests that have turned into some looting here and there, some cop cars being lit on fire, assault on police officers, people getting obviously arrested throughout the protest riot, and I mean, it seems to be escalating. Cars getting set on fire, otherwise besides just the police vehicles, and it's just all around. It's a bad look. Honestly, depends on who you talk to, but I think these sort of things, the reason you protest is to bring public attention to an issue and try to sway people to your side, to show that there's so many people that sympathize with your view and agree with you. If you can get them all out to come out and peacefully march and extend your, like, a visual representation to the viewpoint that you're coming out to protest, basically, or to go against something like a policy or something like that. When it turns into burning things, like any kind of rioting or anything like that, you're going to lose public support. That's what it is. It goes on both sides too, because in this case, it's in LA, California, obviously big time Democrat, big time liberal state. It's probably maybe besides New York and like Oregon and stuff like that, as far as like general consensus, it's pretty much, California's huge, so there's obviously parts of it that are Republican or conservative, but the cities are all, in LA specifically, is big time liberal sanctuary, basically. And the protests in this case are about the late immigration policies of the Trump admin and basically their enforcement of it. So ICE coming in, supposedly in the last couple weeks, has been actually targeting employers and not just like criminals. So they're just going into places, and if you have illegal immigrants working for you, they're just going to start making arrests and start deporting people. The criminals thing, fully agree with. The more we tiptoe into employment and just people, obviously if they're just fully illegal, the way the law is written, I think they're within their right to come in and deport people. Whether you think it's right or wrong, up to you. I mean, the letter of the law is what it is. I personally agree with the fact that if you're an illegal immigrant, you haven't even tried to do the paperwork or anything like that, you just came over here to... I sympathize with the reasoning, especially I think a lot of these people, if you know anybody, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of this is literally just economic opportunity. So come here, they work, send money home to their families. Where I'm from in Ohio, there's actually to the north of here, there's a place called Willard, Ohio, and they have these big farms. They call it the Muck, which is basically, it used to be a swamp, has really good soil. They grow a bunch of crops there. I don't know how many people are illegally working there, but there's definitely immigrant workers, I would say, that come up and work these farms because it's a bunch of hand-picked crops. You can't really use equipment for it and stuff like that. So I've met these people. My family, I don't know if they originally came up for that, but I know I don't look it too much, but maybe the mustache is helping. I'm barely Mexican, I guess. I'm 1/4 Mexican. My dad's side of my family is all Mexican. My grandpa, I think, is technically from Texas, but I don't know who was the first gen American of our family and stuff. But there's part of me that sympathizes with this. Hey, people are looking for a better life. They come up, they want to work. I don't fully agree with hey, they're just doing jobs that Americans don't want to do and all that kind of thing. It's something else. But the criminals, fully get them out of here if they're illegal. And honestly, in a lot of these places where we're just having illegal immigrants come and work, especially if they're not paying them fairly anyway and all this kind of stuff, it gets murky. Let's say that, I guess. So I personally am kind of in the middle on this. I know there's people that are definitely one side or the other more than I am, but to be honest, it's not the biggest issue for me. These big cities obviously have lots more issues with crime in general, immigration, all these kind of things. The southern states get hammered, so like Texas, Florida, what else? Texas, Florida, Arizona, Nevada, all these states, California, they obviously have way more impact from it than we do all the way up here. I'm pretty much, we got the lake in between us and Canada, but that's it. So, I don't know. Take for what you will. Trump, though, has federalized the National Guard in California without the approval of their governor, Newsom, old Gavin Newsom, which, to be honest, I absolutely hate this dude. I don't know what it is about him, whether it's just that he's smarmy. I don't know what it is. I don't like this guy. I don't know a whole lot about him, just the way he acts and talks. I dislike him. And I know there's a talk about him possibly running for president in the next election cycle, so we'll see where that goes. But he's already on Twitter and all these, or on X, talking about don't fall for Trump's escalation after the National Guard thing. Remain peaceful, blah, blah, blah. We're doing the fiery but peaceful thing again. Like, I don't know what it takes to turn a protest into a riot. Like I said earlier, like, there's obviously going to be some people that, it's just because one person lights a car on fire doesn't mean they're like the key to the protest. But when you're just breaking into stores and stealing shit and then lighting the cop cars on fire and throwing rocks at the cops, it's a little different. LA, known for one of the worst protests, riots in American history, as far as I know. I wasn't alive for it, so this is all just anecdotal. I'm no scholar on the Rodney King riots and things like that, but after Rodney King was, as far as I know, beat up by cops, they just had these huge riots. I'm pretty sure that's the same story where the guy gets drug out of the semi on one of the highways, and I don't know if they killed him, but they at least beat the shit out of him, but I'm pretty sure they beat him to death. So these protests are not on that scale, not at all, but I don't know how long it takes before it gets there, so we'll see throughout the week if it escalates or calms down one way or the other. But that's going to be the problem. Escalation. Where do you go from here? In my mind, if Trump wanted to win this scenario, you let California burn California down. If the LAPD doesn't want to step up and shut the riots down and they want to burn businesses, burn all this stuff, obviously it's within the federal government's purview to protect its citizens, but it's more on the local government in my mind. To me, as a person in the Midwest, I don't really give a shit what California's doing. Obviously, when it comes to federal politics, there's a little bit of a difference when it comes to how presidential elections go to and things they vote for that impact us all. But overall, what California does on California's own time and dime, let them do whatever the hell they want. They want people to burn their cities down because they don't want to curtail the rioting and the and the protesting and stuff like that. Let them do it. It's all an optics game, and it's going to be who wins the optics game. As of right now, I think Trump and the Trump admin, like the presidency, is winning, just in the sense of I'm seeing a lot of these pictures of the big one that's going around right now is a I'm assuming a Mexican guy. I don't know if he's actually an illegal immigrant or whatever. There's no way to know. He has a mask on, no shirt, standing on top of a burning car, or a car that's all graffitied up, waving a Mexican flag with smoke in the background at least. Then there's another one of a guy like smoke rolling across the highway. He's on a dirt bike waving a Mexican flag. And it's like, one, people don't like seeing vehicles and things like that burning, just like lawlessness, chaotic shit like that. They don't enjoy that. You're not going to sway people to your side with that. I mean, there's like the real lefty people on social media that are like, look how sick this fucking picture is. And I mean, in general, the picture is cool in a sense of just imagery. It's kind of cool, but for what it stands for and what it means is not cool at all. Like, and the waving the Mexican flag, like I said, my family is Mexican. I take pride in the fact of that. Like, I don't really care. In my mind, if you're in America and you want to be an American, it's all about America, and that's where I'm at. So it's kind of weird to see people cheering on them waving a Mexican flag. Like, in my mind, if you want to be here, you want to be an American, it's drop everything else, America over everything, in that sense, in the loose sense. Obviously, to be prideful of your family heritage and stuff is one thing, but it's weird to see a Mexican flag being waved on American soil while they burn American company's property. I know the cop cars that got torched obviously are one thing, but there's a company, Waymo. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Basically, automated taxi service. They do like Uber, but except there's no Uber driver. It's just the taxi itself. And they were calling these automated taxis in to light them on fire. So not a good look in general when you're destroying property. It doesn't sway people to your cause. And then on the other side, I mean, we're kind of just like, obviously the looting, anything on fire doesn't look good. Assault a cop, people do not like that. The burning cars are one thing. Tear gas. I know there was an image of a small kid. I don't know how old this kid is, but there's a person wiping tears off this small kid's face where they're claiming this kid got tear gas. This kid is in a fucking stroller, dude. And they're like, the government just tear gassed this kid. And I see Tim Pool tweet, they should take the kid away from the mom. Like, social services should take that kid away from that mom because she's a terrible parent. And honestly, I pretty much agree. Like, I just had a daughter. I have a 9-month-old daughter. I don't care if she's like sub 10. I'm not taking a child to a protest, especially if there's been like even a hint of violence in the past. Like, I don't care. That doesn't make any sense to me logically. I'm never gonna do that. And especially if there's like tear gas, it's like, even if I just heard a whisper that there was some kind of something like that, I would be like, all right, we're leaving. Like, I'm not gonna get my kid tear gassed. And then they take a picture because it's obviously like a stunt, kind of like, in a weird. I'm sure it wasn't that person that got tear gassed, but like whoever's taking the picture is obviously using the imagery on purpose. I mean, use what you can get, I guess. And then on the other side, the Trump side, like I said, in my personal opinion, if they wanted to win it optically, they just let it go and let them destroy the city, and then everybody disagreed. This happened with the Black Lives Matter protests. Like, generally, everybody agrees with the sentiment of Black Lives Matter. Like, people shouldn't be abused by cops because of their skin color and things like that. The general consensus is that. But after the protests that turned into riots and the violence that came out of it, their support, like the support for Black Lives Matter, along with the other weird shit they were doing where the people who like led the movement were like buying mansions and shit or whatever, the support like fell apart and just disintegrated because people don't like violence. It's just nonviolent protest is the way to win. I mean, that's how you do it. And as soon as you lose that part of the movement, you can just kiss the support goodbye because people aren't going to support it. So the thing is, Trump with the National Guard thing, bringing them in. I know they also are claiming there's like active duty Marines on standby. Talk about a way to blow it for yourself. Like, do not. That would be a terrible idea. I mean, if you deploy active duty military personnel to a riot, like, it's not even that big compared to previous ones as of right now. You deploy active military, then it goes the other way where people are like, yo, why are you turning the military on the people? And there'll be people that argue for both sides, but my personal opinion is that, I don't know, you let me know what you think, disagree or agree in the comments. I'd appreciate hearing what you think, but I don't think that's how you win. That National Guard, what else? Like I said, active military is not a good look. I know there was a video it's not on Trump, but like I said, it's all an optics battle. There's a video of an Australian reporter talking to the camera, and she has the mic talking to the reporter, and you can see cops behind her off her right shoulder, off into the background of the shot. And one of the cops just turns and shoots her in the leg with a rubber bullet. And I originally saw this because on X, you look on X, and then it says Australian reporter shot by police during LA riots, and I'm like, holy shit, and I click it to look, and then it's like, dude, what a misleading headline. Like, obviously it's still not good that they shot her with a rubber bullet, and it looks like this guy shot her for no reason whatsoever. I don't think it was National Guard either. I think it was LAPD. They're wearing all black, so I can't really tell in the background. I don't know if National Guard wear military fatigues when they do like riot control or whatever, one way or the other. I don't know, but the guy just randomly just takes aim at her and just shoots her with a rubber bullet. Granted, not the same as an Australian, like a foreign reporter just being shot while she's actively talking to a camera with a mic in her hand. She's not protesting, she's just covering the event, and this guy just turns and shoots her. Bad look. Not on Trump, like I said, it doesn't matter, but you can use it for the same thing. It's like the cops are turning on people. In my mind, that's on the California government and on LAPD for being shitty cops. But who knows? You can twist it whichever way you want it, really. That's all it's going to come down to, is the twist and how many supporting videos of crazy shit. The more chaotic it gets, and I think I was listening to Crystal and Saga, Breaking Point's good YouTube channel, and he was making the point that basically whichever side is more chaotic and institutes more chaos, and I would add violence obviously is the biggest thing, whichever side implements more is the side people will turn against. The more violent you get, the more chaotic you get, the worse it looks to the general populace. The general public will turn against you. So that's where I'll leave it. Like I said, we got to get into some other stuff. That Elon fallout with Trump and Elon is interesting, and we got plenty of stuff to talk about on the way back, but hopefully I should be able to get back to a regular schedule now that we got things a little more organized at the house. So I'd appreciate it if you leave a like on the video, dislike it if you didn't like it, and leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. Catch you tomorrow.